Ticker News with Aaron Young. This is Ticker Today.
Hello, thanks for joining me on Ticker Today. Who is the most powerful man in Washington? A billionaire blow-up. Elon Musk and Donald Trump go from allies to enemies, a war of words exploding online and on Wall Street. From tax breaks to personal insults, the feud takes a dark turn with Musk dropping a bombshell Epstein claim. Tesla stock nosedives, meanwhile, losing over $150 billion in value as investors recoil from the high-profile fallout. Trump meets Germany's new Chancellor Friedrich Merz, a friendly summit amid growing pressure over Ukraine and defence. And Labor considers exempting family firms from its proposed capital gains tax amid growing backlash from farmers and small business owners. You are watching Ticker Today, the latest news and business moving the world. Let's get started. But first, a tight relationship between President Trump and Elon Musk appears to be over in spectacular fashion. Musk and Trump engaged in a heated public exchange, straining their previously influential and tight relationship. Trump accused Musk of being opposed to him due to the changes in electric vehicle tax credits, while Musk expressed disappointment over Trump's lack of gratitude for his campaign support. Then Musk began making a series of allegations on Twitter, including that Trump's tariffs will cause the US economy to go into recession. Then this one. He says, time to drop a really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. This public dispute has resulted in significant decline in Tesla's market value, a loss of approximately $152 billion in one single day. The conflict was sparked by Musk's criticism of Trump's new legislative proposals, which include tax cuts and increased funding for various sectors. Here's what President Trump has had to say about Elon Musk.
Well, look, you know, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, the words of, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
US President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz met at the White House to discuss Ukraine and trade, marking a friendly exchange without major conflicts. Trump confirmed that US troops will remain stationed in Germany and welcomed increased German defence spending. Merz called the Nord Stream 2 gas project a mistake and expressed Germany's desire to strengthen ties with the US president. Trump was also asked about his call with Vladimir Putin after Ukraine's devastating drone attack over the weekend.
He got hit. He's been doing hitting, so I understand it, but he got hit hard, and I don't think he's playing games. I think I've always said he wanted the whole thing.
The German Chancellor, meanwhile, calling for Donald Trump to do more to end the war.
This is D-Day anniversary, when the Americans once ended a war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant...
This was not a great day.
In the long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
And we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war. So
both leaders are set to meet again at the upcoming G7 summit and a NATO meeting later on this month. Meanwhile, President Trump has announced upcoming US-China trade talks following a 90-minute conversation with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The two leaders agreed to resume discussions aimed at resolving their ongoing trade conflict. Trump stated that the key US officials will participate in the talks, which are important given recent tensions between the nations, including Beijing's frustration over visa restrictions and US export controls. The call marks the second direct communication between the two presidents this year, highlighting the complexities of their trade relationship. At the White House, Karine Jean-Pierre, the former White House press secretary, has left the Democratic Party to become an independent, as announced by her publisher. She served as President Biden's top spokeswoman for over 2 years at the White House and will release her memoir titled Independent: A Look Inside a Broken White House outside the party lines in October. The book details her experiences under both President Obama and Biden, including the events leading to Biden's decision not to seek a second term. It also addresses her feelings of betrayal by the Democratic Party. Labor is considering whether to exempt family farms and small business properties from its proposed unrealised capital gains tax. Internal discussions reveal a preference for a more pragmatic approach, as taxing these illiquid assets could have property owners struggling to meet tax obligations. Treasury advised that superannuants could ideally not be include farms and properties in their super funds, suggesting a shift towards more liquid investments like shares. Concerns from small business owners and farmers have now prompted calls for clarity on how the tax will be implemented. Erin Patterson is testifying in her murder trial, where she's accused of killing 3 relatives after serving them a beef Wellington containing toxic mushrooms. During cross-examination in the courtroom, the prosecution questioned Patterson about her alleged false cancer diagnosis, which she maintains was misunderstood. The court also examined her previous claims about health issues and her communications on social media regarding her in-laws, which the prosecution suggested indicated she was being dishonest. The trial now ongoing, with Patterson denying all allegations of wrongdoing. Big day of news means a big day for the markets. The S&P 500 index closed lower, driven by a significant decline in Tesla's shares, which fell over 14%. The broad market index dipped 0.3%, closing at 5,939. The Nasdaq, well, that pulled back 0.83% to end at 19,298. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 108 points to 0.25%, or to settle in at 42,319. The US jobs market appears to be softening as well, with an increase in jobless claims and lower than expected private sector payroll growth.